How's it going, guys? This is John. Welcome to my GameStar81 in 3D channel. This video is in 3D. You can watch it in 3D if you have a red-blue pair of glasses, or you can switch it to 2D. There's other ways you can watch it in 3D as well. But this is a walkthrough of an exhibit. It's a gaming exhibit called Game On 2.0, and this is in downtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and it's in the Ontario Science Centre. This is a pretty cool exhibit. I was in Toronto a while ago and wanted to take you through what they had when you walked in. First thing, they start off kind of a little bit of history. They start off with Pongs, of course. I love the way they had this set up. All these systems were on display, hundreds of machines and games on free play, which is cool. This is like a main machine right there in the background, and classic arcade games you could play through that. This is one of the first arcade stand-up arcades that they had, which is cool as well. A lot of documentation as far as history about each system. There is a Dreamcast. It's the Hello Kitty Dreamcast. I think that's a Japanese exclusive. I might be wrong on that, but pretty interesting model. On the side here, they have there's a Jaguar, classic Atari Jaguar. It didn't do very well, unfortunately, when it first came out. There's different motherboards and different soundboards of what they had. Here is Magnavox Odyssey 1. It's the first home console. Above that is the orange. That orange system there is by Nintendo. It's a Pong clone color TV system, one of their first home systems they had in Japan. Of course, the ColecoVision, one of my favorites. There is a Commodore 64, again a classic computer. Famicom with a Famicom disk drive on display. Someone was playing classic Mario Brothers, the arcade game. Here is that's a MSX computer, only in Japan. N64 playing Mario Kart. This place was packed, and what I really liked about this place was it was full of families and kids. So you had to see a lot of younger kids playing the old classic retro games, and they seemed to be really enjoying it. That's a TurboGrafx 16 or a PC engine in Japan, actually. Game Boy. What's cool about this Game Boy setup is actually had a Game Boy controller, which I'd never seen before. Kind of interesting. PS1 classic. As I mentioned before, this place was pretty busy. Definitely worth the price of admission. Not only when you go to the Science Center you get to see this, but there's other exhibits that you get to see as well. Classic Xbox, original Xbox. Everything here was pretty much retro to the most modern they had. Really was, I'd say, about PS2 original Xbox age. And here are some more classic games, Dreamcast, and unfortunately you couldn't really change the games. The way they had it set up, you couldn't really change the games, but that's okay. Everything was free to play, of course. Good look around of the exhibit, closer look. Like kids playing classic games like Tetris. Apparently this is a moving exhibit. It moves from country to country. It's been in Europe before. It's been in South America before. It's in Toronto, and actually it's coming to Phoenix, not too far from where I actually live, Phoenix, Arizona. So I'll be checking it out there as well. But it's here in the Toronto area for, I believe, about 6 months. So it's at one spot about half a year. It's called 2.0 because this is the second version or variation of the exhibit. Game On started several years back, a little while back. Pure Solar, and those are some homebrews. Parappa the Rapper. I came with Terrence and Big Mike from Chargeback Forward. There they are right there. Great channel. Check it out, Chargeback Forward. Here's some screenshots, and there's some cool artwork and stuff on the walls as well. You know, kind of behind the scenes of making a game. These are collector editions, different items like that. There's Parappa Rappa, different memorabilia from different game sketches. Jaxter and Dax, I think this is what that was. You can see that they had a little display, the time frames when it was done. Here's a cool Tomb Raider, this Lara Croft, a cool like life size. I'm sure that was used probably in a display in stores as a promotional. Actually, I've been enjoying the newest edition of Tomb Raider. They have this other really cool room with some other games, bigger TVs this time around. They had a few arcade games in the corner. They had Daytona USA. I want to say they had, I think it was Cruisin' Exotica as well. But they had a big section with a whole bunch of arcades, which I'll show you guys here in a second. Against this wall, this had kind of promotional, talking about video games and media and movies and stuff like that. Tomb Raider movie, Street Fighter 2, the movie, which is terrible, by the way. But here's some other artwork. There's a classic Pac-Man Plus. Pac-Man Plus, for those who don't know, it wasn't really officially licensed by Namco, but it's a little different. It's more of a hack, different one-ups and stuff. But here's the arcade area that I was talking about before, just a sneak peek of it. This is where the kids could play some classic learning games on retro consoles, N64 to the Nintendo, whatnot, some handhelds, PSP, classic Game Boy games. That just right there in the corner there, you saw briefly, that was actually the Game Boy controller by Hori, actually. That's some promotional material, Pokemon, talking about the history of that. Many of us are fans of Pokemon, obviously huge on the Nintendo. Just various handhelds, anywhere from Tiger Electronic handhelds to the classic Nokia, to the Game Boy. There's a Coleco, Pac-Man, tabletop, the Game & Watches by Nintendo. This was a Gizmondo, just past there. Interesting, a white Game Gear. There's the some really kind of weird, unique ones from back from the 70s to present. Some of them I hadn't even seen before. The PSP Go and the PSP and different ones. There's different DS models and the Game Boy and Game & Watches. There's a ton of different Game & Watches. They have only a handful here in this particular area. Some more. That's actually some PC gaming right there, classic PC gaming. This wall was cool because it had a whole bunch of artwork from classic gaming magazines and promotional material. So it's cool. There's a Return of the Jedi promotional game for the arcade. Against the other wall were some images from some classic gaming magazines, anything from Nintendo Power to, that's our first GamePro magazine right there, the first cover there. And then this really weird device you can see in this dome right there in the back corner, which is weird. I ended up doing it, but this is the arcade area I was talking about earlier. Anything from Asteroids to classic Donkey Kong, Galaga, Centipede. You know, there's Mappy, which is a classic game. Track and Field by Konami. Only a handful of machines, I'd say maybe at the most 10, but the ones that they did have was a nice selection. So this is just a quick walkthrough of the Game On 2.0 and at the Ontario Science Centre in Toronto, Ontario. If you guys are in the area, certainly check this out. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys subscribing. Thanks for leaving a comment, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy gaming. Bye.